Happy hour, guys, and welcome to SingleCut Beersmiths in Astoria, Queens.
I'm Mark Aldrich.
I'm Jimmy Ludwig. Behind the camera is Justin Squigs Robertson, and this is an amazing brand new space. Just got started up here.
And they're turning out some fantastic beer. We can't wait to sit down and talk to them about it. Already popping up in some of the most popular beer bars throughout the city.
A lot of music here.
Because SingleCut is actually referring to a musical term.
And you don't have to worry about that because I actually speak musician. Hey man, this is one groovin' track.
Just turn it off, please. Just cut.
How is brewing like music? Wait a minute, maybe we're getting a little ahead of ourselves.
Ow.
So let's let Mark cool off for a minute, and let's talk to Rich about the origin of SingleCut. And hey, what's with that name?
Jimmy, this isn't funny. Ow! Oh, that's gonna leave a mark.
SingleCut is a body style of electric guitar that I've played most of my life. When I had to come up with a name for the brewery, I knew that I didn't want it to be named after a dog or a fish or a mountain or all the other cliches that have been done a billion times and somehow, for some reason, will continue to be done. I don't know why, but it had to be something original, and that probably meant something personal to me. So I played guitar much of my life. That was the other passion besides beer that I'd always had, and the name stuck.
I've been wanting to ask you, why did you roll out with Lagrrrs? Because most people think Lagrrrs, are more difficult to brew. The IPA, the ale craze is sweeping the world right now, and Lagrrrs are sort of underappreciated at the moment.
It's the one, it seems to be treated like the ugly stepchild of the craft beer world, and it's really not fair. And I think the reason for it is that most people's associations with Lagrrrs are the macros. I mean, that's how most of us, unfortunately, cut our teeth drinking beer. So the perception is that, oh, lager, it's going to be a watery, sort of insipid beer. And that's not the case at all. You know, in the way that the West Coast took pale ales and IPAs and really pushed the boundaries and made them incredibly righteous and amazing, I think the opportunity exists for Lagrrrs, and that's our goal. That's what we want to do.
What's the idea behind the spelling of lager?
We wanted to make sure that people didn't confuse the lagers that we're doing for their dad's lager. We're pushing it. We're giving them some teeth. We're giving them some aggression.
How is brewing like music?
The one parallel I can draw immediately is I always think about flavors in the way that you would look at a spectrum equalizer. You've got your bass, your mid-range, and your treble, and the way that that follows a graph. Yeah. I think of the flavors in beer the same way. So do I want to emphasize the treble? Do I want to boost the bass a bit? You know, does the mid-range need a little more color? That works for me.
And it worked for us as well. We fell in love with all of their Lagrrrs, including the 1933, the Jan Olympic White, and the John Michael Dark Lyric.
In fact, we're calling it a Queen's Lager.
A new beer style, Queen's Lager. Welcome to Queens.
And in the tanks, they've got a whole bunch of cool things coming up, including a whole suite of IPAs, a milk stout, and a springtime saison.
Lager.
Now, I know that a lot of musicians will say that their guitar is their axe. What's your axe in the beer world?
My axe? Well, I'll tell you my favorite part of this job, and you should get a shot of Brian right now. That is my favorite part of the job. I love squirting stuff with a hose all day. So I would say that nozzle is my axe. We got state-of-the-art nozzles because I knew that I'm going to be spending a lot of time with that nozzle.
I think that's one of the great things about the craft beer explosion right now is that all the rules are going out the window. Like everybody, oh no, you can't use dry yeast. Oh no, you can't filter. Yes, you can. You can do whatever you want.
You're absolutely right. We're not beholden to any 500-year tradition of doing X, Y, and Z. As long as the results are great, then it's all good.
How long have you been open?
We've been open for a month now, and we've already got 50 accounts. People really like the beer. They love our story. You know, we've got a space that we put a lot of effort into and we're proud of, but, the beer is the main thing that we concentrate on.
And speaking of the space, we have never been to a tap room that had its own band loft. And check this out. Oh, wow. You have a donut display case.
That is a pie warmer. We, with the advent of everyone wanting to hang out and drink pints here, we've got to open a kitchen so that we can serve food, and we're going to have meat pies. So that is the pie warmer that just arrived today. There's a local guy who makes amazing meat pies.
And if that weren't cool enough, turns out that SingleCut is located right down the street from the Steinway Piano Factory. Yeah, that's Steinway, the makers of the finest pianos on the planet. The Steinway people came by the brewery, thought the beer was so good, they loaned an upright Steinway to the tap room. Just don't put your beer on it. So there is so much to discover at SingleCut. Perfect. And who knows? If you're really lucky, they might just let you add some hops to the brew kettle while it boils. Just like we did. but you have to wait for a specific time.
So thanks for joining us at the Happy Hour, guys, here in Astoria, Queens at SingleCut Beersmiths.
It is the latest addition to the exploding craft beer scene in New York City.
Indeed.
Lagrrrs. Ale. Doesn't work as well, but this is good.
You don't have a microphone.